call out the haters, man. Have you learned nothing? Hey, this is the internet. All right, never read the comments. I promise you. All right, we're running really low on time, so I got to be a little quick with Batman and Harley Quinn. But, yo, this needs to be said because there's a lot of controversy going back and forth about this movie specifically. It's Batman and Harley Quinn.
Mm-hmm.
It went kind of under the radar. The last one I remember was Assault on Arkham.
Oh,
I think.
yes.
Yeah, which should have been the damn Suicide Squad movie. Those job suckers messed up that live action, like... But DC Animated was getting. I know. I'm sorry. That which shall not be named. But no, this is Batman and Harley Quinn. This has Batman and Nightwing teaming up with the. Now, this is the first time I've heard her referred to as anti-villain, like anti-hero, anti-villain, because she's a villain who often acts in the more protagonist capacity.
Yeah.
Wow, that term is rarely used.
I've never news to me, but no, it fits here, because I mean, in past, I mean, I actually subscribed to a comic for a few years before it got horribly horrible. And ironically enough, it was taken over by Rob Roddy, who's a dude whose work that I actually liked, because on his own book it was dope, groundbreaking comics, and then they gave him a lecture and he completely screwed that up, and then went to DC to taint some of my other favorite titles. So it's kind of a daggone shame, but the background creator heavily depends on the type of fare you get. And this is no exception, because this had a very specific Harley Quinn, had a very specific Batman, had a very specific Robin. And the relationship between them and the relationship between the heroes and the villains was very reminiscent of the old Batman, the animated series.
Oh, okay.
Correction, not just the animated series, the Superman, the Batman Superman adventure series, which followed up the '92 series. But I also emphasize that like hardcore as Herb. Now, I want to get your input, my man, because you were a fan of Batman, of comics back then.
Of course.
And you're well aware of the impact that Batman, the animated series, the 90s show, had on comics, especially at that time.
Oh, yeah, dude. Well, Harley Quinn herself is like is a character that started off in the animated series and moved on to...
That's correct.
Yeah. So that series, that cartoon is awesome.
Well, how would you respond if I told you that 20 plus years later, actually 25 years later, they would make a movie that had so much fan service, not overhyped, not in your face, but just like background stuff, but it felt like it was specifically meant for you?
Oh man, I would be cautious to hear something like that.
Okay, all right. No, you're right. You're right.
I'm tripping out. You said 25 years later.
25.
Like,
hey, we old, brother, man. You got a deal. Let that sink in. I'm gonna sing that Backstreet Boys video. You're gonna cry. All right, but that's the thing I want to get at. Where the controversy in this behind this movie has been Harley Quinn's presentation. Because Harley Quinn has gone from the ditzy sidekick to kind of a figure of female empowerment when she left the abusive relationship, to going back and forth in later movies and later comics between psychopath, between victim, Stockholm syndrome sufferer.
Yeah. Absolutely.
That character has evolved a lot.
Yeah, and it's always been conflicted as to what she truly is, because like I said, different creators have different interpretations. From this, I watched this movie and I saw the more innocent early stages, kind of ditzy Harley Quinn, but someone who's trying to mature. Someone who's on that path there, and that's my interpretation. But I'm also a cis hetero male, and I'm reading some of the reviews written by females, written by gay reviewers, and everyone has a different interpretation, which is what makes this one so unique. This one was really different in the respect that I saw this and got nothing but nostalgia. Well, almost nothing but nostalgia.
Nice.
Whereas other people saw this and saw interpretations of Poison Ivy and Harley that seemed to advance their relationship, and some saw it seemed to retard their relationship. So this is wild. I have no idea where the audience will come from. From my point of view, as an old school fan of the animated series, I would say this is worth checking out, but don't expect it to be the caliber of the old '92 series. At best, it would be the caliber of the later 94 to 98 series.
Okay.
Yeah.
The golden years right there.
No, the golden years were 92 to 94.
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
Absolutely.
So just after.
Yeah, afterwards. Now, I think of to put it in perspective, think of the more streamlined animation when it went to WB from Fox.
Yeah.
And you stopped seeing Batman with the yellow emblem on his chest. It was all just the big black bat. You know, he had the combat belt. You know, they had the more streamlined single-seater Batmobile instead of the longer one that was more representative of the movie. Yeah. They stopped drawing the Penguin as the fat guy with the Greek style or Roman nose, and they started drawing him as just the kind of tubby guy with the top hat and the pointy, like
super
Doonesbury,
short,
Doonesbury style. Yeah, I mean these may be a lot of details I'm throwing at you, but that's the thing.
It's a big difference.
Yes, and Herb, dude, the fan service was not in your face like most things try to be. You know, they're not throwing references at you. They had Easter eggs left and right though that were just background, that were there, that were very subtle. And if you were a fan with a good memory, you would lose your freaking mind.
Oh, really? That sounds fun.
Absolutely. There was one scene in there where I had to pause, reflect on everything I'm seeing like right now.
That's awesome.
And just be like, I love you people so hard. You know?
And is there singing?
There's singing.
Sweet.
Parts of it are musical.
Love it.
Yes.
Love it.
Yeah.
Yes. That is awesome, man.
Well, this one it tried to cross the line. Oh, first of all, let me read the plot synopsis while I'm gushing all over the sucker here. But it's really simple. Batman and Nightwing join forces with Harley Quinn to stop a global threat brought about by Poison Ivy and the Plant Master. The Plant Master being
who's the Plant Master?
Wouldn't that be Poison Ivy?
No, the Plant Master is the Floronic Man. It's Jason Woodrow.
Sorry,
he's one of the. I didn't call him Plant Master. That's their word. That's their word.
I'm sorry. I'm laughing because my son's been on this Lego Batman kick, right?
Yeah.
And if y'all see Lego Batman, he's made me watch it over and over and over again, so the point I can almost do the entire dialogue. But there's a point in the very beginning where Joker is reeling off all the names of these guys like Condiment King and Calendar Man and Polka Dot Man and blah blah blah, right? Yeah. And in the movie, guy goes up, "You're making some of those up." He goes, "No, I'm not. It's worth a Google." And kid you not, going through the behind the scenes, they're like, "Yeah, we legit went on Wikipedia, went to the Batman page, went all the way to the bottom to his villains, and worked their way up from the bottom to the top." So that's why there's all these unknown villains. So I'm assuming somebody did that and pulled up this. What's his name?
The Floronic Man. They called him Plant Master.
Plant Master. He's probably on that Wikipedia page. I'm pretty sure.
Well, he was a more serious guy in this, but yeah, no, you're right. The Rogues Gallery is goofy. Well, my personal favorite isn't even a DC villain. The Marvel one, Stilt Man.
I remember Stilt Man.
Yeah, what's your power? Well, I wear these stilts, you see.
He's just marching all over the place.
Yeah. Spider-Man tried to make a stupider one. He had the Slider.
Oh, Slider ruled.
Slider
man.
was ridiculous, man.
Me?
This dude's
no
power
friction.
was That's this dude's power.
Friction.
He's not affected by friction, so he slides everywhere. He robs banks by sliding into the vault, grabbing what he wants, and sliding back out.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
I thought it was
true villainy.
Yeah.
True villainy, man.
Although DC is the one that has like 17 different characters with the exact same power, all control cold. Got Captain Cold, Mr. Freeze. What's her name? Killer Frost.
Killer Frost. I've heard that forever.
Yeah.
That's a good name. I like that. Killer Frost.
Killer Frost. Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
Yeah, they got like 9 of them.
They do. DC's vault of villains is horrendous.
Yeah,
it really is.
The heroes ain't the Lightning Lad. Yeah, come on now. It was Lad or Lass back then.
It's like my wife was like, "So is that person who's Marvel?" Like everybody who's cool is Marvel. Let's call it what it is.
Really, my brother?
Let's call it what it is.
We gonna have a run.
She's like, besides Batman, Superman, and the Justice League, who else do they have? I'm like, Deadpool? I'm like, no. X-Men? No. Hulk? No. Iron Man? No. Like, it's like, all those are Marvel. I'm sorry. DC is definitely, don't get me wrong, I love DC. They're definitely a little weak in the villain area. And like you said, they're not all that great in the hero realm either.
I'm going to give you an in-depth retrospective on Ambush Bug and Hydra Bob, okay? It's going to get silly. All right? Awesome Andy. Yeah. All right, man. So we'll see that up to that challenge. What was I saying? Oh yeah, Batman and Harley, that piece of shit. No. I enjoyed this.
Okay.
I enjoyed most of it. And they brought back a lot of the original voice cast, including Kevin Conroy. And it's both a blessing and a curse.
Okay.
Because these are the voices we knew and we identified as these characters. It wasn't Arlene Sorkin as Harley Quinn, so that's one you definitely noticed. But the rest of them remain the same, including Kevin Michael Richardson.
Nice.
Also, finally not playing a stereotypical brother. He was the Floronic Man. But you know what? He's an identifiable voice, but they're not having the black guy play stereotypically black, which is good. I really like that. The problem, I mentioned it's also a curse because it's been a long time since that show, and you can hear the age in Batman's voice. And it's still Batman, but it's like he's not playing the Dark Knight Batman, but he sounds like the Dark Knight Batman. He sounds a little more aged, a little more grizzled. Still doing a good job, but it did not go unnoticed.
He's smoking a couple packs from that time in '92 to now.
You can afford it, man. Ain't no sweating those funds. Got solid gold pipes. Rob Paulson doing almost every other background voice. And it's noticeable as Rob Paulson, but that's okay. He's one of the few guys who can get away with it. Rob Paulson, Billy West.
Oh, okay.
Those are the people who I know that voice, but you know what? I'm all right with this. And that was just an extra bit of nostalgia where it's like all this sounded like the old series that we knew growing up. And it was just a good time that really reflected with anyone who's a fan of the old series. It was a nice aperitif to take you out, The problem with it is
this a controversy?
This is the controversy.
All right.
The representation of Harley Quinn made her even it's Batman and Harley, but she was not necessarily a background figure, but she was there as a damn it, I'm struggling for the term right now. She was just there to advance the plot. It's like we need Harley. Is she pivotal? Nah, she's just here to help us get to this point.
A plot device.
Exactly.
Ultimately, just use their name.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they used her name, and then they included every Harley trope that she's gotten over the past few years. She's over sexualized.
Yep.
She can't be trusted by anyone, and she's really goofy at the awkward points.
Yeah.
It did interesting things like there's foul language. Throughout all this, there's definitely some stuff you can't show your kids.
Yep, I heard about that.
And there's fart jokes.
Nice. With
Batman. Since when does Batman involve fart jokes? But that was actually funny. That was actually funny. It's like it happens and you're like, oh, are you really doing this? And then it goes on. You're like, I'll let you get that.
Oh, that's the other Batman villain, Flatulence Man.
No, stop. You stop that right now.
He exists somewhere.
He does somewhere.
No, and he should have said the Gas Man. That's what
That's probably real.
Yeah. Vapor Lass.
Oh, my God.
All right, so no, my real problem with this, because I did enjoy it not just as like I said, as a cis hetero male comic fan, someone who's especially enamored with Batman. I'm a little upset I'm not wearing the ring tonight that I normally do, but I really had a good time with most of this, and a lot of it was reminiscent of the old series, and a lot of it was reminiscent of the 1960s Batman series. This one was definitely one for the fans. The problem is the ending is garbage. Like, seriously, they set up this dope story and like, oh, it's gonna get ill, and then it does. And, oh, it's gonna get iller, then it does. And then, oh, this is what they're planning for the ending. That's gonna be amazing. And then they do it, and it's a tease because this happened. And you're like, oh, yes. Wait. What? Credits. Boosh. It's just yeah, dude. It's just like it had such good momentum, and then it goes out on such a BS note. If this was Blockbuster, I'd have sent them back. I'd have cracked the DVD in half and just paid.
You would have rewinded about the tape. Like, I rewinded nothing.
Man, I'd have returned it on principle.
Be kind, please rewind.
No rewind.
No rewind.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm hot. Charge me $3 because it sucked.
Yeah, dude, I'm so disappointed in this because other people will have beef for different reasons. I myself have beef with the ending of the story because it would have been a really nice note for that series to go out on. A lot of this was really touching for fans of the original of that old series, and then it really just petered out in I will say the worst way possible because it was intentional. It wasn't just, we faulted in the story. You can tell they did it. They went out the way they did to be funny in a story where it's like, you know what? You were straddling the line pretty well for most of it, and then you went too far to the left, and then you fell off. So that's the last straw. I will still recommend this, but that's the main caveat. Like, don't expect it to have that happy ending for you as a fan. But for most of it, it was a good time. And like I mentioned, if you're a fan of that old show, this definitely will have a lot of stuff for you. It was made by Bruce Timm as one of the executive producers. Excuse me. And most of it was made with care. The thing is, they tried to get in one gag too many, and that was the final straw. It's called Batman and Harley Quinn. It's available now on DVD. It had a limited theater release, but I think it might be popular enough that they might bring it back. No guarantees, but you're better off checking for it online if you're really inclined. But like I said, if you're really inclined.
I'll check it out.
All right, so this has been the Geek Down here on WEMFradio.com. I've been Pat B. On the side of me, JM the Thriller Priest.